how to set boundaries. This is one of those difficult things for everybody, something that even I myself struggled with for a long time. But I learned very quickly that if I don't set boundaries, then my relationships just end up being horrible. The 4 stages of creating a boundaries are why, create, state, and maintain.
Good fences make good neighbors.
The lack of setting boundaries is not actually saving a relationship.
Set your boundaries. Don't let them fall on you.
I know that when we set boundaries, people will tend to fight us or to protest, sometimes even call us names. But if the relationship is hurting you without boundaries, believe me, the lack of setting boundaries is not going to improve the relationship. Boundaries are important. You have to set boundaries.
No. Stop. Enough. No.
So today I'm going to speak to you about 4 stages of setting boundaries. Stage number 1 is your why. Why are you setting that boundary? And to be able to do this, you have to sit with yourself, meditate, ponder. Why are you doing this? I recently had to set a boundary. I do it because I felt used and I needed favors, and this person was not willing to do me the favors. So I said, you're not going to get favors from me anymore. So that was the boundary. And most importantly, the relationship was not going to work if it's one-sided. So the second step is creating. Basically sitting down with yourself after you figured out your why on how you want to set those boundaries. Because remember, setting boundaries is not about controlling the next person. It's about controlling you and setting limits for yourself, how much you can take, how much you're willing to take. It's not about, oh, if you don't do what I want, then these are gonna be the consequences. It's about you, how much can you take? Because you know yourself, you've figured out why. Now you create your boundaries. How much are you willing to take? And how are you going to state that to the person? Because some people need gentleness, some people you need to be harsh with, some you need to be curt and straight to the point. Some you might even have to show them through your actions. So that's the creating part. You create the process, what it's gonna look like and how you're going to implement it. So then I go to the person, I say, hey, listen, I can't give you this favor anymore. Besides, I'm working full-time. I don't have time to give you the services or to talk to you about this issue. I'm busy, so I cannot take your calls anymore. If that's not clear, another example is I've recently had to say to a family member who asked me for money all the time that I don't want to be asked for money. Don't ask me for money. Yes, I'm making more than you. Yes, I'm living overseas, but I have my own problems. I have my own bills to pay. I don't always have extra money to give. So don't ask me for money. Or don't ask me to pay this. I don't want to pay this for this. I don't want to pay that price for that. That's my boundary. I'm making it clear that I will not do this. Don't ask me for that. I will not do it. Period. That's a boundary. That's me stating. And I want you to know that you will, 90% of the time, you will get some pushback, some protest. You know, they'll tell you, why are you doing this suddenly now? Or why are you changing things? Because people are used to you being a certain way. They don't understand why you're being another way, right? This family member said to me, oh, you think you're the only person who's blessed? Make sure you don't need help from me. My friend said to me, wow, I didn't know that you could be so rude, right? Because I was setting a boundary. But when I'm clear, remember when you do the why first, why you're doing it, you're clear about it. You don't care about the name calling. Most people will do that. Sometimes you'll find somebody who will say, oh, okay, I hear you, I'm sorry. Now you have to maintain. This is also a very difficult part, because remember, while you're sitting and you are thinking about your why, you're already uncomfortable, right? Because you're realizing that you're changing the game. You're changing how you related and how you were in relationship with that person. But you were already in discomfort because of the things that were already happening in the relationship. Then you had to probably rewrite or replay it in your brain about what your boundaries is, right? Your boundary, most of the time, try to make it a one line or two. So you've created your boundary, you've stated your boundary, and you probably have already gotten a clash. You've been, oh, who the heck do you think you are? Then now you have to maintain. So here's the person who I said, I will not pay this price. And they're asking me again and telling me, you will pay it. No, I will not. So that means our relationship is what? Done. That means you and I cannot work like this, because if you're trying to make me pay for something that I feel it's not worth that much and you feel it's worth that much, then I'll find somebody else to do it for me, right? As my grandmother said, if you think you're pretty, there's somebody prettier than you. If you think you're powerful, there's somebody more powerful than you. If you think you're capable, there's somebody more capable than you. If you think you're smart, there's somebody more smarter than you. So, and also for the service to work, I have to feel good about it. If I don't feel good about what I'm paying for it, how is it gonna work? And if you don't feel good about what I'm paying for, how is it gonna work? So that means we're done. This is not gonna work, because we can't meet in the middle with this, right? Or the example of the family member who asked me for money. They ask me for money again. Then I say, listen, first of all, no. Second of all, I ask you to stop asking me for money. You don't go around that I don't have it and da 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 da. You can't say, listen, I've already told you that I have bills that I am paying. I understand that you're struggling. I have so much responsibility. I can't do this for you. So that's my boundary. They might call you selfish again, or they might call you rude again, or they will do whatever it takes to manipulate you. But when you remember your why, you know that this relationship, if you don't feel good, it's not a good relationship. When that person doesn't feel good, it's like me asking a cousin to try and figure out something for her own kids that she chose to have. Is not irresponsible, and it's not an unkind thing for me to do. It's not unreasonable. But her asking me to not pay my phone bill so that she can have something extra that will help her life, but my life should struggle, is unreasonable, right? You choose to have kids, you try to take care of them. Family will help you, but family doesn't have unlimited means to help you. And for you to expect your family to come at your beck and call every single month is unreasonable. I can't make you a person that I pay for every single month. If your kid is sick now and then, after once or twice a year, and you need help, yes, of course, that's what family is. You have an emergency once in a while, of course, that's what family does. It's because you want to do your hair, or it's because somebody told you if you do this program it will help you. But I've already paid for 5 more programs. I'm not willing to pay for the 6th one, and then you call me selfish? Do you see the abuse? That relationship is already not good. The person is already feeling entitled because they are demanding of me things that I'm not willing to give. And by me giving in or not maintaining, then I'm not respecting myself. Right? So you have to respect yourself, respect your boundaries, so your relationships can be healthy. If you say you're gonna do something, do it. If you tell your partner or your coworker or your boss that something doesn't work for you, or if it's done, then you can accept it. Then you have to maintain. All right, please like this video. Just because you want to be nice, and you know that if you like it, somebody else will see it. Somebody who may be struggling and needs to set a boundary and will benefit from learning all these 4 stages. subscribe and turn on the notification bell, because maybe you always come here and you enjoy my content. And by the way, thank you to the 20 people who subscribed last month. I hope you turned on your notification bell. I have a video every Monday. I know I've been slack in the beginning of this year. Had a lot going on, but I did try to show up. Thank you for showing up, and I appreciate you. I'll see you in the next video. Deuces!